Welcome, EARMILK. This is our first live interview. I am here with my guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, JaRon Marshall is my name. Musician. I live in Austin, Texas, and I'm here in beautiful Los Angeles.
Wonderful, wonderful. What brings you to Los Angeles today?
So we're playing at the Natural History Museum. They're doing the First Fridays thing, which is also always super cool. A lot of cool sponsors and stuff, and it just got word right before the show that it sold out. So I'm looking forward to playing out here. Yeah.
Nice. All that just to go back to Malibu at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Oh God, yeah. We'll probably get there at 3 a.m. I have to go to the airport tomorrow to meet with my other band, Black Pumas. Probably leave for the airport like 5 a.m. or something. But hey, one step at a time. That's my touring mantra. I'm just like, let's do one thing at a time and get through it.
For sure. Now, quick thing for you. So I know Black Pumas are going to be going on tour soon. So Are you joining them for the entire tour?
Yeah. So I'll be there. They're off tonight. So meeting the guys in NOLA, Memphis, and doing the Southeast thing before South America this month. So gonna be a busy month.
I was looking at an older performance, and you know how there's always people in the comments going come to here, we love you.
Yeah, come to Brazil.
There's always those people that are like, come to Brazil, come to Brazil, and you guys are actually going to Brazil.
Going to Brazil, going to Sao Paulo. Yeah.
Sao Paulo. There was a comment where this guy was literally saying oh, in 2019 we're supposed to see you. Please come to Sao Paulo. So how do you feel about going to Brazil finally?
It's gonna be fun. I feel like it's this thing when you go abroad. With music, especially music that's tinged in the soulful jazz, hip hop, even spaces, you realize that it's like an American folk art form, basically. So by the time you go to Europe or South America, they're just happy to see that representation of American music. So maybe that's why they're so excited. And I don't think they get as many touring acts down there. So yeah, they're super pumped always, which is cool.
Have you performed in South America before?
Yeah, we did a run a few years ago. We did Lollapalooza, Brazil, actually, and it was a crazy show. It was really crazy. Yeah. It was like an ocean of people. It's like those videos when you see DMX doing Woodstock '99, and it's like the whole world was there. It was kind of like that. It was pretty crazy.
I think the craziest thing I discovered was that you, I think you moved to, because you said, I think it's Louisiana. No, you moved to Austin 2016?
Yep.
2016, and you kind of took off the ground running. 2016, a few years later, is when you met up with I think Adrian of Black Pumas, and a few years later, now you're touring all over the world. How does that feel for you?
It's really cool. I always say it's natural. These are my friends, and even the Adrian connection, we just hit it off and started making beats together, and it was just super fun, super chill, and just my favorite person to make beats with to this day. And yeah, naturally everything happened one at a time. He asked me to fill in, and next thing I knew, we did a number of shows, and yeah, it's been cool. We went from the vans to the buses to the flights to everything, and it's been really special. But yeah, above all else, it's just fun to, find people that you like to hang out with, and it's really cool,
That's funny. Going from touring around in a bus to having to wake up to go to LAX at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the Black Pumas questions just to get them out of the way. I'm trying to focus on you for the night.
No, for sure.
Now, Chronicles of a Diamond, fantastic record.
Thank you.
It's also the first to feature a writing credit that's not between Eric and Adrian.
Yes.
Actually, you are the first that is not of the two to feature a writing credit. How was that for you?
So, again, natural is the word for me. When I linked up with Adrian in late 2018, early 2019, whatever it was, we just started making beats together, and the Postman track was one of the first ones we did. And next thing I knew, he just kind of said, oh yeah, Eric wrote some stuff and recorded some stuff to it. And I got in the studio with him to help finish it, add some real piano to it, and that was before I even played with him.
Oh, wow.
So that all happened before I even played a note on stage with them. And next thing I knew, we were playing together, and then I think in that summer we started to play it live, and then it became a crowd favorite. It became a favorite song to do, and yeah, it ended up being on the second record, which is cool. But again, natural is the word. It wasn't a crazy, I didn't send him 50 beats to be like, yo, can I get a placement on the record? It was just oh, we just made this song and it was fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me again of how you guys actually just came to know each other. Because I know Black Pumas as an act is fairly new.
Yeah, so around early 2019, I ended up in Adrian's studio, Electric Deluxe, and did a couple sessions there with a couple bands playing keyboards with him, and he just kept me around, and we just started working together a lot, and yeah, it was real chill. It's a small scene in Austin. Like once you're in it, like everyone kind of knows each other. So once he just hit me up in April that year, I believe, he was like, yo, we need someone to fill in on keys, and I just made sense because I was hanging around, and yeah, that was the first show, and never missed a show since. So
Nice.
yeah, that's the story.
And now you're going to Brazil.
Going to Brazil. Come to Brazil.
Aside from Sao Paulo, what venue are you most excited to play on this upcoming tour?
So tomorrow we're going to New Orleans, and that's a hometown show for me. I'm from the Lafayette area. Grew up 2 hours away from New Orleans. Whole family's gonna come. My mom, brother, everyone's gonna come out. So really excited about that. It's gonna be their first time like seeing the whole production, seeing the show. So they've been seeing pictures online for all these years now. So it's gonna be really great to have the whole family and everyone I grew up around with like see the show.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, we are approaching, I think we had just clutched the 1 year anniversary of your debut record last year. Now, I was listening to an interview that you did, I think in Paris or somewhere in France of last year, and the way you mentioned it was you had the debut album, which was April of last year, and then around October it was when, I just wrote it down, was it Discotex 001 had dropped in October, and the way you described Discotex was a prequel.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the most interesting statement, because when I listened to Discotex, I don't want to say it's too different, but there's because your debut album has so much a different range of sounds and different genres mixed in there. But Discotex is just energy, nonstop energy. So how do you view your projects as collections amongst each other, and what's been your writing approach?
Yeah, for sure. I always like that idea that every album is made up of multiple different ideas. Even the Earth Sounds album, it's about a third of it is like psychedelic jazz. Another third of it is traditional jazz. Like I have the songs with the harps on it and all acoustic instruments. And some of it is more hip hop. And I feel the same way about everything I do. I feel the same way about everything I do. Like in Discotex was me really like I make music out of necessity and just catching the vibe, and I DJ a lot. So that was something I was doing a lot, and I was like starting to play like a lot of Brazilian funk from like the 70s and jazz house music to listening to that sort of music. So I was like, let's make something like that. Let's go to the studio and try to make something more up-tempo that I can actually spin live. So that's what happened with Discotex, and like as a prequel to like the following pieces of music that are coming out, it was just me mixing more like electronic sounds with it, because I have like a drum loop playing here and certain things like that. So yeah, it's really cool. It's been really fun to just create music for fun, and just it's really cool that people are listening. So it just inspires me to like make more and like push on a little bit even further.
What's the last thing you spun as a DJ?
So I always end with this song by Weldon Irvine, Morning Sunshine. That's like my last song that I always end up playing. And I DJ'd like a couple weeks ago at the Austin Proper Hotel back home where I have a residency.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I was just reading that interview about that residency.
Yeah. So I've been resident there for years now. And it's been really cool. It grew into a nice thing. Like it's like 10 DJs now, and I was once the only one, when we got it started over there. So it's really cool. But yeah, I always play that song last morning sunrise. It's really cool.
Nice.
Vibey.
You said you play a lot of like baile or Brazilian funk.
Yeah, I like to play a lot of global music, world music, Brazilian funk, Habibi funk, just anything off kilter. My best compliment I ever got was someone said they never heard any of these songs before.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of like what most DJs like try to do, like it's all about playing like the new song and like hitting that button, knowing if I play Drake right now, then everyone's gonna know the song. I do get requests. I get requests for Taylor Swift or whatever. But I really just love to play, music that's just inspiring to me, and regardless of whenever it came out, like it just has that groove to it, it just has that thread of, something funky. Yeah.
Do you feel, personally as a DJ, do you feel like there's been a whole discourse recently these past few years of everyone migrating over to like more house music? Do you feel like popular music right now is leaning like down more house inspired?
Yeah, I feel like right now it's cool because like all the music has this organic touch. There was this era, I feel like we're around the same age or like,
I think we're both 26.
I know, right? No. Nah, I know, right? That'd be sick, huh? But, just being a 90s baby, I felt that thing happen where the EDM got super popular and it was more like plastic, you remember when like auto-tune first came out and it wasn't that human compared to now where like an artist could use auto-tune but you can still hear the inflections in their voice, like people know how to use it now. So the same thing for like more electronic based music. I feel like it has that texture to it. And when I think of house, it's basically sped up disco music. So I feel like it could be funky. It doesn't have to be like, it could be like soulful. You can hear the bass line more. You can hear piano and its saxophone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like K-Tronada is my perfect example. Like K-Tronada is just a great example of like how organic house music can be. Yeah. It's just a vehicle. It's a vehicle to make a song versus it being like super repetitive or the things we think of when we think of EDM.
That being said, K-Tronada is probably like my number one DJ producer right now. That man is incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, super cool. Yeah. Yeah, great music. I just love the textures, yeah.
I think it's a man that's able to just recodify house music, older funk records, older like global records. Like the way he's able to take like a song from like his parents' basement and just like completely just take like the chorus and recontextualize it to just this great.
I love that so much. And then he has a slew of great features. It reminds me of Robert Glasper, who's,
Robert Glasper's
favorite for me. Like with the Robert Glasper Experiment Black Radio albums, where like it'd be a whole album, it'd be a slew of features from Erykah Badu to Jill Scott, whoever. Yeah. I like the Bubba album by K-Tronada that he was able to do the same thing. Yeah. He had Pharrell, Masego, everyone, Caliuchis, and they all entered his world.
Yeah. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, it's okay if we can quiet down just a little bit. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it. Going back to an earlier section, so we just passed a year of the 1 year anniversary of your debut album.
Earth Sounds, yeah.
The Earth Sounds. Now, having this album sit with you for over a year, what's changed for your own personal listening experience for Earth Sounds? What's changed for you, and what's changed for you professionally, emotionally? Like, what's changed in your life since its release?
It's beautiful. I was just talking to my buddy Matthew about this. The best thing about releasing music and knowing that people are listening, like it kind of adds fire to it and make the whole process and makes you want to make more music and just do more. And it really lit a fire because that was my first album with this project. So it really made me think that, okay, I could go into the studio and like make a project now. I could get it done. I have my band now. We're performing live, transforming the songs live. Getting to play some shows out of town, and it really felt like it was possible. Like it was possible to have like indie career and like just make albums and play shows based off of it. But as an artist, it's that funny thing. You make something and then immediately you're like, you want to move on to the next thing and make something different, and you grow and you change and life comes at you. So I'm already like ready to just do more and keep evolving and. The stuff I'm making now compared to then, I think is just way better. And of course, I have a million things I would do differently on the first record, but that just means I got to keep them coming and do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic record, by the way.
Thank you.
Love the features, but I think the personal favorite goes to the EP. Like something about that prequel, as he said, as he called it before. Like it just hits a lot harder.
Yeah.
Also, Gemini season's coming up, and we have Gemini Child. I think is the title of it.
So my daughter is a Gemini. She was born last year, June 13th. So her first birthday is coming up. So
congratulations.
Thank you. That was my little gift to her. If you notice, it's like a sample in the background at the end. It's like these children laughing, and I threw that in there, just as a little ear candy for myself. But yeah, it just represented that. Like it was a crazy moment in my life, and I just love her so much. Yeah.
That your first kid?
First kid.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's been special.
I think there's a moment for like most like really popular musicians where they just have that first child, and all of a sudden we get like to Pimp a Butterfly.
Of course, you get to Pimp a Butterfly, bro. I've seen in the NBA too. Ant Edwards just had a kid. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander just had a kid too, and they're both doing fantastic this playoff season. You get that battery pack. That new dad upgrade right there. Yeah. I'm going Super Saiyan out here, bro. It's crazy.
So all I know is the next records could be fantastic.
Yeah, it's really cool. Even the new single is Nostalgia will be coming out next month. Yeah, I'm acting up now, bro. I wrote a string quartet piece for it. I wrote this arrangement with the strings, and yeah, it's just really, really special, and it just has me thinking on like a more emotional level, for sure.
Excited to hear it.
Yeah.
Now I know you're a big fan of Kamasi Washington and Chikaba.
Yeah.
And they both released just phenomenal. Like Kamasi just released this project.
He just released another, yeah.
And Chikaba's record dropped earlier this year. So. Are you the next one to drop the game-changing contemporary jazz album?
That'd be cool, I feel like it's all from the same cloth, these spiritualists that just, make music that just heightens emotions. And I really love what they're doing in the jazz space. I was really inspired by them and other bands like Bad Bad Not Good as well, where you kind of feel something when you listen to it. It's sort of like the punk rock of jazz or the gangster rap of jazz. Like it's not elevator music. When you listen to it, you like feel something, and the songs might not even be too long either. Like it could be like a 2-minute passage. Not long solos, just beautiful melodies. And that's how I like to think of with my music.
Yeah. I noticed that you recorded a live rendition. I think it's of Waterfalls.
Yes.
Yeah, with his name's completely.
Yeah, B2, our friend. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any other kind of jazz musician that you're looking forward to, or you would love just to work with this coming year?
It's a good question. I have some in the works. I might as well name drop. Cartoons, this fantastic bass player.
Ooh,
I have a few with him now, and that'll be coming out this summer. So, really, really trying to lock in with him and like some other great producer musicians that are just nice and funky and like just get it. So it'll be cool to work with some other peers out there.
Now, you mentioned a lot of your past inspirations. Like you're talking about Kamasi is really good. We're also talking a lot about Robert Glasper.
Yes.
If you could rank all of the Black Radio albums from best to worst, how would you rank them?
All right, Black Radio 2 is what hit me first. So I'll put that number one, I think it was 2012. I was fresh out of high school, and I just found that one first, and like it really just rocked my world. Then Black Radio 1 I would put second. And Black Radio 3 is just new, so that one could go last. But
is that the one with the Common feature?
Yeah, and that's like a black superhero, like Killer Mike and everyone.
Yeah,
which is amazing. I mean, I was just watching the Austin City Limits at the house with my daughter. We were just hanging out, and it's just really cool. D Smoke, a lot of great people on there. Yeah. Glasper is the man. We actually met. We did Fallon with the Pumas, and Chris Dave and Robert Glasper were filling in for the Roots.
Really?
Yeah. So we just shook his hand and stuff. He was cool. Cool dude.
If you had the opportunity to network with either Robert Glasper or Questlove, what would you kind of go for first?
I would do Quest. Quest is important to me because I like that he's equally a musician, equally a DJ, equally a writer, equally a podcaster, all these things. And that's what I kind of think. That's the future that I see for myself, just kind of like expressing music on this deeper level through all these veins. And also, Glasper and I feel like we have similar talent, we have similar skill sets, so, it would be nice to work with them, but, who knows, you can have 2 keyboard players.
Yeah.
Vibing out. Be sick.
Totally
can. Learn something from them,
I need to ask you, what's next?
So what's next? Next month we got a single coming out, Nostalgia. It features Bizou again, but it's like some new written material. I wrote strings for it and everything. A couple more features. This artist from France, Jadene, R&B singer, getting back into the R&B bag. We got cartoons in the track as well, and some other friends as well. And yeah, just gonna drop some singles leading up to the fall, and maybe do Discotheques Part 2 coming soon. So more global music coming at you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.
It was amazing talking to you and getting to pick your brain a little bit. Some heat coming, some heat's dropping, so keep an eye out for that one, and stay tuned for the next interview.
Peace.